Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Night with Philly, and we are at Imola, full quality 50% race at Imola for WAOF1 as always. Um, right, okay. Just getting into the stream myself. Right, okay. I'm going to get James in for the interview tonight, because apparently the person who I was supposed to be doing it with isn't actually a full-time driver, is messing about, which annoys me slightly. But in a way, we will move on. Let's get James in. Just doing the old sharing the stream about a second. Right, you are coming across in game chat. Okay, that's because I haven't done a lobby yet. What do you call her yet? Party. Yeah, I have. I'm in a party. I can't be coming across in game chat. Hello. Hello, James. Hello, yes, welcome. Thanks for jumping in after Potter being a twit in the chat, and absolutely. But thank you for rescuing me. Um, well, I always start the interview asking how you are. So how are you? Good, good. How did you get off to start the season last week? How did you do? P6. Yeah, good start to the season. Yeah, and your teammate. Yeah, decent start to the season for the team as well. So yeah, absolutely. Only round two tonight, so lots and lots to go. Um, if I sort of said to you what would be your pre-season sort of expectation of yourself for the drivers' championship, what would you say to me? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That should keep you up there, and there's all if you keep getting P6, sort of P6, P7 as well, you'll probably end up higher than that in the drivers because people either not attending or yeah, exactly. So all that sort of thing. So yeah, I think that'll do you well. Right, okay. I'm struggling, so I'm trying to talk to you at the same time as trying to share the stream, and being a bloke and all that, I just I can't do two things at once. So I'm just sharing the stream a little bit, and I've just seen a message actually in the chat from operator saying they can't hear you. So all of that you just said wasn't heard at all. Um, you have included your audio. Okay, let me turn the stream up. No, I can't hear you. Uh, haven't I? Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to tick it if I hadn't done my end, because I have to do my end first. So Right, okay, he's just nipped out a second. I don't know. We don't know why this isn't working. Both of us have ticked it. Thank you for letting us know, though, operator. Otherwise, we'd have just carried on. Let's invite him back in. Right.
One like that.
Here he comes back. And that's my dad, not James.
Yeah, I'll try one like that.
So,
right, is that working? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
just seeing. Yeah, that's working. Excellent. Right. Okay. Well, just inside. So basically, to say to everybody, well, we just asked, what's his expectations, all that sort of thing, and you sort of said sort of mid-pack, sort of that sort of area, and that you started off well last week, and if you could keep those sorts of results, that you should probably, well, you definitely exceed expectations if you do that.
I think as the game will go on as well, as I learn it a bit more and get to grips with the no traction, obviously it's still a bit of an early phase for that. So I'm confident.
100%. Yeah, I think you'll do well, James. So, right, okay, we best crack on because it's just 3 minutes now.
Yes, mate. It's 3 minutes too.
Let's get on with the bit everybody tunes in for and do the old quiz. So, right, always start with an easy one. So your easy question is, what is the capital city of Denmark?
Copenhagen.
Yeah, well done. Nicely done. You sounded like you're doubting yourself for a second there.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking, hang on a minute.
Right, your hard question. What's the common English name of the pitaya fruit? Spelled Pitaya.
Pitaya.
Yeah. What is
The English name?
The common English name for it. I have to say, it's not a very common English fruit, so it could be the common English name all it likes, but it's not something you exactly eat every day.
Is it a pineapple?
No, but I like the
It's a P, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think that's a valiant attempt, but it is the dragon fruit. So,
Okay. Yeah.
That's an X, that one. Okay.
Fair enough.
Your multiple choice question. In what do you like Marmite? That's not the question, by the way. Just asking if you like Marmite or not.
I like the flavour. Whether I'd have it on toast, I don't know. I like the Marmite crisps, but
Fair enough. Yeah. So kind of. Okay.
yeah.
In which year was Marmite invented? Was it 1899, 1902, or 1929?
I'm going to go with the latter, 1929.
1929. No, unfortunately not. It was the middle one. It was 1902.
Okay.
So there you go. Okay, you're doing it. You still got one right, so you're doing all right at the moment. You can still match users, so don't you worry. The next question, always a Formula One question. So, which track? So commonly still used track every season. Okay, which track does Pedro de la Rosa still hold the lap record?
I think it's Bahrain.
It is correct. Well done.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, nice. Now you need to get this next question in order to go level with Oozers at the top of the leaderboard. Okay, so unfortunately, the last question is the impossible question. So it's we'll see how you get on. It's the ridiculous question I normally call it. So basically, your question is, and I will allow you to the nearest 100 billion. Okay, so how many trees are there on Earth?
What? I mean, on Earth.
On Earth, how many trees are on Earth?
755 billion. There you go.
It's a good answer. It's not right, but it's a good answer. It's 3.04 trillion. So that's a lot of trees.
Yeah.
That is a lot of trees. In
Okay,
fact,
fair
there's more
enough.
trees on Earth than there are stars in the universe. Did you know that? That's good, isn't it?
Is it interesting?
Galaxy. I meant galaxy, not universe.
Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. 2 out of 5 puts you second on the leaderboard. So it's not so bad. You're second at the moment. Only 2 of you have done it, but it's not bad. You got the easy one.
I'm
right,
sure
which
there'll
is
be
the
someone that gets less than that, right?
I
mean,
would be
Wales
amazed.
got to get less than that.
I'll be amazed if Whale gets better than that. But we'll see.
Mm.
He might surprise us, but I'll be amazed. Shall I make his I'll make his easy question like the hard question and that stuff. So I know he surprised me last week. He really did. I can't remember what his questions were, but he really surprised me. But yeah, did all right. Thank you very much, Taylor. You're an awesome legend. Thank you for the subscription, buddy. Right, James. Well, I can see we're loading into the qualifying.
What we're expecting here.
So it's full quali. What's your expectations for this evening?
I've been pretty quick, right, to be honest with you. There's a few boys that aren't here as well. Yeah, anywhere sort of in the top 10 again is obviously a good shout. Maybe even a chance of like a 6th or a 5th, maybe.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned there's a few not here, so we've got 17 tonight, which is, I think, actually.
Yeah.
I know it sounds stupid to say it, but it might
17 out
actually
of
be
19.
WAOF1's worst grid. 17. I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, potentially.
Well, I have to look into the history of WAOF1, but I think that's the lowest we've ever had, which is pretty impressive, actually, to be fair. So, yeah. Okay, so we can expect Q3 out of you and a top 10 finish today. And who knows, it might be a podium.
So.
It might be a podium. You never know.
Hey, you never know. We never know.
I'm hearing reports that there will be rain as well.
Oh no, I better go look.
Yeah, make sure you check that before you go out. All right then, mate. Well, best of luck.
Have a good one, mate.
And hopefully I'll speak to you later on. All right.
Cheers.
See you later. Right, guys, that was WAOF1 James. So thank you very much for James for jumping in, and I'm going to tell Potter off later on. He did all right there in the quiz, really. Obviously, he's got the 2 particularly difficult questions, and his difficult question, I think, was a lot harder than Oozer's was last week, to be fair. So, but Oozer's did very well. So, yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I think James might be underestimating himself slightly when he says a sort of mid-pack finish for the season. I think he's capable of challenging for a top 5 finish in the championship. So it's not going to be easy. It's not easy because there are a lot of fast drivers out there in this league, and we still not got Carsey this week. He's back next week. He was always going to be missing the first 2 weeks of this championship, so he will be back next week and hopefully not miss any more. If you're wondering, as we watch Coxey as he's first out in the McLaren, if you're wondering why he's maxing out, apparently there's a new trick to heating your tyres this year, and that is to max your to change your brake bias to 70% and max your revs out at in third gear as you're going around. Apparently that heats your tyres without having to swerve all around the track. It just wears your tyres. So there we go. But make sure you put your brake bias back to what you normally use, ready for your lap. So here is Coxey in a way. In the McLaren. I still haven't shared around to all the leagues. I was getting so confused trying to do it while me and James were talking. So I'm just going to do, in fact it's only HRF1 that I share it in because I would usually share in PRF1, but they've raced as well on Tuesday night, so I never share in a league if they're racing the same night. It's not, that's not fair. So I'll share it in HRF1. So, okay. There we go. Right, Coxey clearly backed out of this lap. Who else is there? There's a Ferrari behind him. Are they on a hot lap? They are indeed, and that's Ferrari's operator. he gets well out of the way. Nicely into the chicane from off-road. So a good chicane. Nicely taken. Takes down now to the last couple of corners. Yeah, decent last couple of corners for Freighter. He heads to the line and gets us underway with a 1 minute 17.9. Well done, operator. Decent start to the session from you. I'm trying to find that off the Towie that was heading for the line, but I couldn't get there in time. It's Monkeys goes fastest on 1:16.7. There's a Haas on the way. Can I find it? Yes, I can. It's James Adams on the medium tyre. So, a lot of drivers using the medium tyre in this first quali. I guess with 17 drivers only participating in the session. There's a great... Only 2 drivers will go out at this point, so... Great chance to get through and save a set of softs for later on. Chris is invalidated on his WAOF1 debut. Oh goodness me, I can't find any of them. There they are. Meet Burl on the mediums. He goes fastest on a 1:15.3. That's a one lap. That's an awesome lap time on a medium tyre. Oh, the Red Bulls were becoming the bane of my life. Can't find them. Right, Rocket Reed, let's stick with him. On the medium tyre as well. We're very much expecting the likes of Meat Brawl and Reed. Perhaps Danny as well, maybe Nick. Those are the likely ones to sort of dominate the sessions a little bit. There's certainly other drivers that are very capable and could put a spanner in the works, though. We shall see. Not sure who that was there. Alfa Romeo by the looks of it. It's way out the way. And heading into the chicane. Attack. Oh, does attack it! Oh, he's out! I think he became a passenger there. I think he hit the sort of raised part of the curb on the first part of the chicane and just became a passenger into the wall. And so we lose Rocket Reed. We'll be out. Oh dearie me. Well, we weren't expecting that. One of our sort of top fastest drivers in the league. Just unlucky. He just became a passenger. He attacked the chicane absolutely how he should. It wasn't... Didn't do anything sort of different to what anybody else would do. It was attacking the chicane correctly, but the car just became a passenger, and car drifted into the wall. And at that angle of impact, that was a wheel coming off. So if he'd have caught the wall head on, he probably would have just lost a wing or an end plate or something like that. But because his car was slightly like it was trying to turn left, the wheel caught the wall first, which puts all the weight of the impact into that wheel, meaning it came off, unfortunately. So, there's Oozers just coming down to the last couple of corners. Actually, it changes things quite a lot. With one of the fastest drivers being out at this point. As long as Oozers and Damir get a time on the board, they will be going through. So Oozers goes into P6 in a way, 1:16.7. Well done, Oozers. Nick is out there. Let's see how he gets on. Heading up to chicane. See, you saw then that it seemed to pull Nick's car around to the right a little bit as well. Not anywhere near as aggressively as it did for Reed, but still. Here comes Nick on the medium tyre. It's a good one as well. It's 1:15.9. That puts him into P3, and I'm confident that will definitely see him through. Here's the man we spoke to. They're on. Comes down to the last couple of corners as well. At the final corner, he keeps the car to the right. Least resistance, and 1:15.7 from James. Very nice lap. Puts you into P2. He puts you in amongst it, doesn't it? Coxey went up to P2 just after on a 1:15.5. This is victory. Dear. Right, okay, I can see in the chat that Damir has got problems. So, just on with Baz, the ninja here, he's not improving. So I was just having to respond in the chat quickly. He goes, I'll try to let the Alfa Romeo through. Who's that? Is that Danny? It is. I've no idea if he's on lap. We're about to find out. No, 1.1 down. See if we can spot anyone. James Adams might be on one. So I'm trying to keep up with the Discord as well, guys, because that's what's going on. So James Adams 1:16.498. Where is he? You can see where he is. We're going around the last couple of corners. And 1:16.0 increased by 4 tenths into P6. That was seeing through. Monkeys even. That's the line. 1:15.9 also goes into P6. It drops James Adams down to P7. So, some more retirements going on now. Obviously, with Damir out, he's left to actually try and reset his game, but the game has retired him. With Reed in the wall, that means there's only 15 drivers remaining, and 15 drivers have times on the board. So everybody who has now set a time will be going through to Q2. So Chris. Again, guys, I do apologise. It's getting. There's a lot of chat going on that I'm having to try and stick with. So into the pits comes Chris and retires out. James, Nick, James Adams, if you are listening, please do retire. Hameth retires. Two more to retire, so we can move on. Nick and James Adams. There they go, they've done it. Right, so the top 15 through. Easier to tell you that unfortunately we lost Rocket Reed and Damir, who were playing over further parts in qualifying. The other 15 all through. Quickly look at instance. It's all invalidated lap times. Apart from Reed's DNF, it's all invalidated lap times. So there we have it. We will head into Q2. What I can confirm, okay, so there. Just a second, sorry. Yeah, so at the moment, the plan is that the race, we will. Yeah, we will be restarting the lobby. So we will be doing a lobby restart after qualifying, guys. Just to confirm that. That's what it's all been about. Fortunately, poor old Damir wasn't able to set a time. His game it switched every single assist on, including the limiter and everything, and wouldn't let him change it. So Let's do a lobby restart for him. So into Q2 we are, and it looks like there's a McLaren out first, so it's Coxie out first again. Yeah. Right then, so Coxie coming up to the line. We'll do the hilly hot lap with him. So DRS open, we head over the line, keep the car to the right, close to the barrier without touching it obviously. Then over to the left, use a bit of curve, doesn't really matter. And we head into turn 1. Coxie likes to use 5th, and I suspect you'll see plenty of drivers using 4th through there as well. And then you gradually sort of shift up as you go through the left-hander and down to the second chicane. 4th for Coxie through the right, but you can use 5th as well. Down to 3rd for the hairpin. Open up the steer and get on the power as quick as you can. Use a bit of curve on the exit, no problem with that. Sort of go towards the middle of the track and then come back to the right, ready for the quick, very quick left-hander. Down to 5th for Coxie. You can take it in 6th, but probably 5th the most likely here to use. Then into the most difficult corner of the circuit. And out of there. Be careful on the traction out of the right-hander and then into the chicane. Ooh, Coxie unfortunately invalidates through the chicane. It's not a chicane you can just sort of glide through or anything like that. You have to attack it if you're going to get time out of it. So here is Dorian just through the same chicane. So you pick up the hilly hot lap here, and then you keep it over to the left, then move over to the right, ready for the 2 final corners. Late braking into the first one, 4th gear, and then 4th for the final corner. Shifting up to 5th as you exit, and keep the car to the right. Path of least resistance to head for the line. 117.1 from Dorian. You will go a lot faster before the end of the session, I'm sure. Use the medium tyres, which you possibly used in Q1 as well. That one is a victory for that chicane. As Gunnar goes fastest, with a very good 115.5. Invalidation in the end from victory. It would have been a 116.0 on the mediums though, so it would have put him into P2 for the moment. Nick has invalidated. Who's this? Williams of Meatborough. And out the final corner, 114.3. Goes fastest by 1.2 seconds on the softs. Got anywhere. James is just starting a lap here, so let's go with James Adams. Just a little bit wide on the second part of the second chicane there. Would have made him back out of the power, which would have lost him probably a good couple of attempts, I'd imagine. So, still going ahead with a lap. I always forget what the name of this corner is. I did used to know. Every time I go here, I go, oh, I forgot what it's called again. Alfa Romeo gets out of the way for us. And again, it seems to drag him to the right. Drivers having a lot of trouble with that chicane this evening. I wonder, as people are getting faster on the game and then maybe moving their setups to be a bit more aggressive than we did when it first came out a couple of months ago now. Well, no, not a couple of months ago, a month and a bit. But, yeah, I wonder if as people are getting more aggressive, it's just making that corner more difficult with a lower ride height or camber or something like that. I don't know. And if the hour comes to man and his oozers. That was much better through the chicane from Oozers, showing the rest of the field how to do it through there. Bit too much curb on the inside on the final corner there, but otherwise it's a pretty decent lap from Oozers, and it's a 1:16.9. That puts him P9 for the moment, and I'm sure he's got more in that. So somebody jumped up there and no idea who it was. It might have been Mackenzie, I'm not sure. Mackenzie's into fourth in a way. So we've got Meat Brawl at the top, then James, Gooner, Mackenzie, Coxie, Danny, Monkeys, James Adams, Baz, and Chris. But I think the actual cut-off here has still got a lot of improvements to be made on it. So I'm just going to see if I can invite. Look, I can do it now. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but I can do it now. I can invite people, but do I have Damir on my list? Probably not. No, I don't. Oh, it's in alphabetical orders, and no, I don't have Damir on my list. Yes, I do. There he is. Excellent. First time ever I've actually been able to do an EA friend invite. It was on the list of the things on on this week's patch that had been fixed. That's the first time I've been able to attempt it, and it looks like it's worked. So Dorian into P6 with 1:15.8, and Operator is on a lap now. Comes out the final corner, heads to the line. That's a 1:18.8 from Operator. Who else? Dorian's just completed a lap. I think Nick's just completed a lap because he went up to P2. So nobody at the moment on a hot lap. We've got, unless Meat Roll is. Just watch him through sector 1. Nicely through the rights, and we go into chicane. Not too bad for Meatball, maybe a little wide on exit, but wasn't too bad. I don't think it would have cost him anything really. Goes down to the last couple of corners now, just pretty much to the back of a Ferrari, but the Ferrari is way out of the way to be fair. But That's if anything's just given a little toe with a late entry into the pits. There's a bit of an multi-pit entry. Meat Pro goes fastest in a way on a 1:14.0. Milan keeps improving. Everybody else has got a long way to go to catch up with him. Yeah, I'm hearing now he may not need to restart. It looks like down here is okay. So 1.7 down for Chris. Good to guys. Just over a tenth up, we set to 1. As Baz crosses the line then, just over a quarter of a second improvement. Sorry if I seem a little bit distant, guys. It's just there's still stuff going on in the Discord that I'm having to keep up with. So, also we'll be with you properly for the race, but it's just a bit difficult at the moment. We need to make sure the correct things happen for the drivers and you guys, of course. So Danny across the line, big improvement up to 1:14.6. So a lot closer then to Meat Bro, but still some way off, but a lot closer as Gunnar starts a lap. And ooh. Is that his teammate there? Was he supposed to be getting a tow? His teammate maybe got in the way a little bit. I don't know if it, I think it was his teammate in a way. He is, regardless of that, he is slightly up. 9 thousandths. Again, through the second sector. Very nice. Oh, and Gunnar invalidates. So let's move on. Danny's well down, invalidates in a way. Mackenzie is 44 thousandths up through sector 1. 7 thousandths down through sector 2, which is nothing, to be quite honest with you. He's got a decent out of chicane. He could well still improve by quite a bit. Final corner goes, and Danny decides to run the session, and Mackenzie improves with 78 thousandths. Stays P9 but improves his time slightly, making it more difficult maybe for those behind him to improve ahead of him. As the checkered flag is out, so this will be the final lap. He is inside the top 10. Let's just have a look. Monkeys is P14 on 1:16.2. I think he was improving by 6 tenths. I think this will take him to the top 10, as long as he's not had any big moments in the final sector. Here he comes. Yeah, it's looking decent. 115.6 goes P9. He's still improving. He's quarter of a second up. Man in trouble at the moment is Mackenzie. Where is he? No, he's cruising. So Mackenzie in trouble here from Coxey. Final corner. Can he make it? Here he goes. He's happy. He's happy. Even did a little wiggle over the line for us. He was happy. Into P7 he goes. Chris doesn't need an improvement in a way. He wasn't finding it, but didn't need it. Mackenzie's still out there, but as you can see, is not on a lap. So that is the end of Q2. Okay, so yeah, just to confirm, it has been announced now in the Discord that we no longer require a restart, so the restart has been cancelled and we will go straight to the race with the usual 5-minute break in between. Restart was obviously called earlier when it was believed to be required, but now that requirement has dissipated and therefore no longer required. Meat Brawl at the moment absolutely eclipsing the field. Danny has gotten closer to him, but still some distance at the moment. But we lose then Mackenzie Oozers, who will start 11 and 12. Victory will start 13. Baz in 14 and Operator 15. So for the top 10 shootout, we've got Meat Brawl, Danny, Nick, James, Gooner, Dorian, Coxey, Chris, James Adams, and Monkeys. Can I get instance? It's all warnings, and it's nothing really there for stewards. So there we go. Oh, Taylor lost time in the final corner. That was BQ3. Unlucky, man. So we head into the final qualifying, the pole position shootout. And who's your money on, guys? I would have to say that Meat Brawl is looking dominant at the moment. Makes you sort of wonder if Reed hadn't had the incident in Q1, where would he be? Would he be able to compete with Meat Brawl? I think he probably would. It's the honest truth. But have it, and Coxey didn't quite get out first this time, and he's been beaten to it by an Aston Martin. Oh, but he wants him. He's going to overtake him. Look, he's gone for the overtake down the outside. Oh, unbelievable, Gooner. You let him have the TV time. I can't believe you've done that. The sponsors are going to be fuming, Gooner. They really are. How can you give up the telly time? So, anyway, Coxey, all 3 sessions now, he's going to be first out. Well, first to set a lap, or not, if he invalidates. First to try a lap. That's what we should say. So then, let's go to the other camera for the qualifying. Always the better camera, I feel, for qualifying. Sometimes in the race as well. Here we go then, across the line. Any predictions for pole? I mean, Meatball's already hit the 1:14.0, so dare I predict going into the 13s. I know they've been doing it. I know they have been doing it in practices and that. So I'll go 1:13.8. I think is going to be my pole prediction. Anybody else wants to have a little go? Notoriously difficult track here. Coming up. Oh, we're off track with Coxey. These first laps for him. See, it's his own fault for being greedy, isn't it? Getting the telly time. If he didn't do that, I'm sure his laps would be going fine. Seems to be working down here. There we go. Chris across the line then goes 15.4 to get us underway. This is Dorian. A couple of others crossing the line before us. Gunnar 15.2, Nick 14.8. Dorian manages a 15.9. Meatborough 1:14.0 again. Ooh, maybe he doesn't have a 13 in him. We'll see. He may not even need to do another lap, to be honest, with how it's looking. But let's see what Danny does. Oh, 1:14.3. That's too close. There's no way Meatborough will just sit on a 1:14.0. Now Danny's done a 14.3, so he's going to need to go out again. Is James Adams in the Haas. Coxey went back to the pits, by the way. He didn't carry on to do another attempt. He's on his way out the pits, actually. Yeah. So what he's done is he's pitted to get back. He should still be able to get 2 runs in this way. So if he'd have carried on another lap, he wouldn't have been able to do that. So, makes absolute sense. This is not a proper lap from James Adams, quite clearly. I think... Oh, traffic jam going into the pits there. But, yeah, I think Coxey then will be our next hot lap. Now Monkeys is on his way to the pits. Danny is following him. There we have it, and let's go to Coxey then. Right then. Right, that's it. Everything's decided. We are continuing. Definitely no restart. So I'm back to the stream properly. And I've got the stream open on my phone so I can see any comments as well. There we go. Right then. Here we go. Once again with Coxey then. That's these difficult chicanes to start the lap. He catches one of the sausage curves on entry and exit there. Definitely hinder his time to start this lap. But I suspect that this lap is more about getting a sighter on the board for his final run. He'd like to get the best sighter he can on the board, of course. Banker, whatever you want to call it, sighter, banker. Oh. Ooh, again, just caught the sausage curves on the inside and it tried to spin him round. Recovered it nicely though. And heads through the chicane okay, but clearly 3 moments really where he's hit the sausage curves will clearly have affected his time. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pits again, unless it's say he just wants to get a sighter on the board. Yeah, he does, look. So there we go, 1:16.0. It just means that he's got a time on the board as he's going around the lap, so he knows. I don't know. I do the same thing, and for me, it's like a confidence boost. I can see it's green in the corner of my eye, sort of thing. I'm improving, so it's like having a little confidence boost. But no, actually, I think Chris might be ahead of us here. So let's go to Chris. Debut in this league for Chris, but he does drive in HRF1. But that's not a good moment there. He's going to have to back out. He'd be able to get the energy back up to be able to have another go quite easily, to be fair. So back to Dorian, who's just over a tenth and a half up. Nicely through the chicane. Pretty decent, hasn't it? My eyes. Guns 1:15.0. That's a nice lap from Dorian. Goes P4. Who else we got? Danny is into the pits. Still not improving. Chris is still out there, but of course had to back off, so he's starting another lap now. Meatball retires out. He's looking good. I feel that Danny was probably the most likely to beat him. And now that Danny pitted again, there's no need for Meatball to go out again. That's what he feels, in a way. We'll soon find out if someone like Nick maybe can put in a surprise, or Gunnar. Chris done too many mistakes there, he's going to be well down. Right, let's go to Nick then. Out of the drivers left, Nick seems the most likely to have a chance. And just put the sausage curve slightly on the inside of the first chicane, and he backs out. That went horribly wrong. That is so frustrating, by the way, when you've done your whole lap, you've done all your preparation, and into turn one you make a mistake. It is, oh my goodness, your blood starts to boil, I tell you. So here with Hammer. Who's that? It's an AlphaTauri. That was Monkeys. It's just gone into P6. James' teammate is done very nicely. P6 at the moment. James will hope to maybe get above him, but still late for a very, very handy AlphaTauri qualifying. Almost out the final corner, and it's okay. Can he do it? He is going to. So 1:14.9 puts James Hameth into P4. He's looking handy, is James. He said he feels pretty fast around here, so doing very nicely indeed, and it's a very good qualifying for AlphaTauri. It's just completely the lap in, so I don't know, 6 seconds down. It just looked like he was trying really hard then, so James Adams, let's keep an eye on him through just the end of sector 2. He's there to be a spanner in the works at any point. Nick is 20 seconds down, so not from him. Unless he is going on to a hot lap. He was staying out, and he has made the line, so I think he is. I didn't see what James was doing, but let's go to Nick, as that seems the most likely. Oh. I tell you, what a commentator I am. Oh, Nick. Nick, no, you do not retire on track at any point. Ever. I've been told multiple times. And I fear there's going to be some sort of penalty coming Nick's way for that this time. Already been told multiple times not to do that. So, Gutsy heads to the line, 1 minute 14.9, goes P4. He ousts Hameth by 37 thousandths of a second. And so into P4 he goes. Danny's out there, sorry. Operator, I didn't even notice that. I didn't think he had time, but he's way down in the way. He's backed out completely. So that's the end of qualifying. So congratulations to Meat Burl. You just feel that his main rival would probably have been Reed, who we lost in Q1 after a crash. So took the pressure off him a little bit. Danny did his best, but he will start P2. But that is not a bad place to start, especially here with a long run down to the first chicane. So I'll confirm the rest of the standings in just a moment. So Meat Burl takes pole position, Danny P2, Nick in 3, Coxie 4, Hammer in 5, Dorian 6, Gunnar 7, Monkeys in 8, James Adams 9, and Chris on his WAOF1 debut in P10. Very respectable indeed. Quickly next to the race director. There's the warnings and such. But they don't show the on-track retirement from Nick. But as I say, he's likely to be in trouble for that. Anyway, that is the end of qualifying. Congratulations to Meat Burl on the pole. We have a quick look in the... Okay, so any drivers listening, do not forget the brake. Lights out will be at 8:57, so do not ready up. And remember that there is no formation lap due to the glitches in the game. We cannot run a formation lap, so we'll be straight in when we go. But there we go. So, guys, as always, I do need to refill my coffee, so I'm just going to nip off. I'll be back in time for the race. I will see you in a moment. Grab yourselves a brew or a beer or whatever it is you do, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back with you, and I think there's about a minute left. So, Baz looks like he's got back in. And Oozers has issued the let's go. Just two people typing for some reason. Oh, good luck, everyone. Yeah, good luck to everyone racing. I'm going to return. Yeah, that's right, Baz. You will have to wait until the lights out, I think. So, 5 lights on, and away we go. As you can see, we are starting in dry conditions. Meat Bro gets off the line pretty well. Danny immediately over to take the slipstream as we head down to the first chicane. And one car goes out wide. I didn't see who that was. I think it's Dorian though. He's dropping positions, so I think it must have been Dorian. There is a yellow flag out. And I think that's for Victory, who I think has lost his left end plate. But, let's just get some details up quickly. Tyres out. Okay, as you can see, a mixture of softs and mediums. I think you'll find that the rain is expected in about 15 minutes into the race, so that's why you're not seeing any hards. I'm sure if it was a fully dry race, you would be seeing hards at the start, absolutely no doubt, so that is why that is. Scott G in the UK, thank you ever so much, Scott G, very kind of you. Appreciate it, man, thank you very much, and welcome to the stream. As Meat Bro still leads this race, Danny following him. And we know what this run down to turn 1 is like. Right now, the opportunity with the slipstream doesn't really seem there for Danny, but got a feel that once the DRS opens, that may become an opportunity. I see rain already. I felt like I could see it just a few drops then. Certainly grey and dingy enough that it could be. Can't see anything else. Let's go back to this. It can be so hard to see when it first starts. I'm not 100% sure, guys, but so Victory has made it back round to the pits, by the way, and he's moved to a set of hard tyres. It's not ideal around. Well, it's not ideal at any track, of course, to have a first lap incident which requires a stop, but around here, unfortunately, the pit stop around here is so long. And that is right. I definitely saw rain there. It is definitely raining. So I think this is rather earlier than what they were expecting. I think they were expecting around about 15 minutes in. But the rain has already started. It's very light at the moment. Literally just the odd drop here and there. So we're not, you know, it's not conditions which are going to see us switch to intermediates quickly. As Gunnar has a little look, and I can see some more rain there, so I'm not seeing things. Gunnar. Yeah, you can see it much more clearly on your screen now. It's beginning to come down. It's usually when you can start to see it like that, it's not too long until they have to pit. We're very close to getting Cotsey down into turn 1 that time, but not able to on this occasion. Reed is in early. Reed has switched to the inters very early. On that time, the gap's 22.3. He's chasing Damir. Well, it is coming down. The time is coming down. It's just hard to know a little bit as Victory pits as well. And I think we might see them all in. The fact that those two have pitted The time between Damir and Reed is dropping, but well, the leaders aren't coming in. Anybody tempted? I'd be tempted now, you know, because this could change so fast. You could easily gain an advantage. Azusa has a little kiss with the wall, and Kenzie makes a place up on her F and takes P7. Dorian is in. Dorian's making the change, and I can't say I blame him. I think that's a smart move. I think that could pay off, you know. So both Red Bulls are in, or have been in. They're actually going to exit right on top of each other here. Look at this. 2 Red Bulls. Unreal. Drag each other around. Oh, and that's Meatborough. That is Meatborough. Round from the lead of the race. He's exiting out of the difficult right-hander. In the end, oh my word, it's way too wet. It's got to be the wet that's causing this. I don't know. Reed hasn't made that much time up, so it's really difficult to know. They're really picking different times, aren't they? Monkeys is in, Mackenzie is in. They're going to be switching. So, is that victory in amongst these guys? It is, yeah, as he moves to let them through. Tough evening from victory, unlucky man. But Meatborough with that mistake, and he's currently running P8, so he's back ahead of his teammate. As Adams, has something happened? It has. Oh, and it's a safety car. That has brought a full safety car out. There is a loss of wing, and I can't lie, this should not be a full safety car. Yeah, that's a really bad safety car call. Unless I just saw what I think I saw. No, I didn't. So, yeah, quite honestly, this in no world should this be a full safety car. And I think the guys that have just picked would be right to feel a little bit angry about this, to be quite honest with you, because it was a loss of a front wing, but for James Adams, but it was off track. This should not be a safety car. I was having a little look through. Yeah, absolutely, Marky. It has screwed those that are pitted. That is a really difficult. Sometimes they don't actually lose as much time as you might think they do, but we'll see. If we look at, I'm not sure what position Monkeys was in. I think he was top 6, wasn't he? Some drivers have stayed out on the mediums. So I do understand that this was scheduled to be a shower and that we would return to dry. So are they gambling on the fact that it could return to dry before the safety car comes in? That seems very unlikely. Where's Victory? Because he will be... Oh, Nick, if you can... well, if Nick, if you're listening, if you could nip off track, you could let Victory, who's a lap down through, so he can rejoin the lead lap. It would actually benefit you if you're going to stay out on the mediums, because it would wait then for him to come back round to the safety car. Come on, man. Come on, Nick. Let him through. Yeah, don't slow down like that, Victory. You've got to stay on the back of him. Hoping beyond hope that he pits, and he doesn't. So Victory comes in himself. And retires it. Once he saw Nick wasn't pitting, he's decided to retire the car. And it is still raining. To be quite honest, I'm a little bit dumbstruck here. I don't really know why Nick and Meatball have stayed out on the mediums. Yeah, that's true, Marky. It is. It doesn't look that wet. You are right, it doesn't look that wet, but the tyre temps ain't going to appreciate, are they? You would think that the 3rd to 16, that many drivers, would be right over to... Oh, as Meatball has a clatter with the wall! Strange little moment. He's ended up round there again as well. I don't know what happened there. He seemed to bounce off the wall, carry on, and then end up round again. I don't know. It's, oh, and the safety car is in this lap. That makes it even worse. This is... Yeah, Mark, you would think so, but... Oh, Taylor's AI pitted him. There you go. As we look to get running again, well, let's have a look. Realistically, can Nick actually do anything to battle Danny here, or is he simply on the wrong tyre? Yeah, Danny looks like he's got more grip at the corners. Shouldn't make any sort of lunge here, Danny. This is going to be your position in plenty of time. It's only a matter of time, isn't it? Very close. I don't think I'd be driving that close. I don't know. It's so difficult to say. If he's got loads more grip, then I guess his best opportunity to overtake is in a corner, but if Nick stays in the lead, he's not gonna even consider pitting, I wouldn't have thought. So there was a change behind us. So Monkeys picks up a 3-second penalty, the first to do so. And, oh, yellow flag, something's happened to Damir. Let's hit the chicane, the final chicane. Appears to have everything intact. Just be careful turning round. He's okay, he's okay. So here we go. Oh, didn't get sufficiently alongside to have a go. But he's going to use the superior grip on the exit of the first chicane to get the overtake done. Coxey had to back out while he looked to get through. And so I think Nick was getting a bit of oversteer there, coming out of the second chicane. And Coxey moves to the inside on the hairpin. Hope to get a better exit if he can, but no. Nick's fighting him off at the moment. I still feel, even if this went back to dry, has he really gained any advantage? Because the guys that pit off of Vinces has just begun to the end of the race in a way. I'm not when they go back to dry, so I'm not really sure. I guess when you're out on track, you do have to make a sort of split-second decision sometimes whether you're going to pit or not. So Meatball, by the way, has pitted now. He has gone to the intermediates as Nick does lose out to Coxey, and it looks like Gunner's going to try and make his way through. Just needs to bide his time slightly, be a bit careful. And he is in. Nick is in as DRS is enabled. Well, that's unbelievable. It's wet enough that the inter tyres are faster. That was quite clear from watching Nick and the people battling him. But DRS is enabled. So let's find ourselves a battle. Here's one between James and Baz the Ninja. James on the outside at that point, going up to the second chicane. And Baz didn't look too interested in battling it, as DRS is now disabled. As race control realises they just made a huge mistake. And turns it off. Monsters getting pretty close as James stretches the lead pretty quickly there. Reed still battling his way through the field, doing very nicely in the moment. He's up to P8. There's no doubt at all Reed would like to see this go back to dries. He could do with the DRS advantage to help him make his way through the field. Just nullifies it slightly when everybody's on the inters. Slipped and pushed the button. I think we're at the point now, actually, that if it did stop raining, it would still take a while to dry up, quite frankly. What was that? As Reed is into the pits. Oh, goodness me, what's going on here? Here we go. We've got James Adams, Hamef, and Dorian. James Adams, I think, did it. Okay, oh, and James, oh! Oh, goodness me. I shouldn't laugh really, but that's quite funny. Oh! There we go. Another spin. Reed's gone to the full wets. Operators followed him onto the full wets. Perhaps that is needed. I mean, it's clear the track clearly looks a lot wetter, and that has lost James Adams his front left, well, his left end plate. And Coxey becomes the second driver to pick up a penalty, which is important. He is in P2 at the moment. Currently being attacked by Gunnar. Hey, Whoopi. Synchronised spins. You gotta love it, haven't you? And I'll be so pleased I caught that. That was quite funny, that little moment. I think they all realised they were in quite a precarious situation going up to turn one. I think James Adams had just a tiny touch on Dorian, which sent him off track, and I think maybe Hamef was a bit worried about Dorian rejoining track, but spun it in a way, hitting on the power, and then James Adams followed him round. I don't know, that was hilarious. Oh, little mistake from Gunnar. That's just going to drop him off the back of Coxey. Danny is absolutely charging out in front now, 5.8 seconds in the lead. What I can tell you, Danny did not hide the fact that he is using a full wet setup, so he did say that quite clearly in the Discord. He wasn't massively pleased about a restart being called, because it could potentially allow others to do the same, but as the restart didn't happen, he does have that, but he is definitely on a full wet setup from what he said. So, nice move from Mackenzie on the inside of Monkeys. Something you do find in this weather. Overtaking becomes a lot harder, but suddenly overtaking opportunities can pop up at places that you wouldn't necessarily have expected. Nothing happens to Reed now. Reed is hemorrhaging time to Nick ahead of him. Nick brought on the back of Reed here as well. See two of the giants battling. I think we're on the intermediates, Reed on the full wets. At the moment, at least, those full wets don't really look to be working for Reed. Oh! Throw in the early air of the Red Bull, of course. Just having a little bit of difficulty on the steering there. He wants past, doesn't he, Meat Bro? He wants past. And he's got it now. Reed, I think, just a little bit wide on the the penultimate corner, but April does get through, but clearly the Inter's the superior tyre as Monkeys makes a pit stop. And he exits just behind Reed. On to fresh intermediates. Let's get back up then to the Coxey Gooner battle. That's the thing, Marky, isn't it? Yeah. It's easy to laugh when you're watching, but yeah, probably doing the same, especially at Imola. It's quite an easy track to spin on in a way. Comes extra easy in these conditions. Like that. So the top three now, all penalties, as Gooner is into the pits. Oh, and picks up a 5-second. You wish he hadn't pitted. Speeds in the pit lane. Oh, I'm amazed he's into the... Why? It's a fresh set of inters. Well, what I will say is Mackenzie did say in the chat, why are the inters already on 11% when we were under that safety car? And I guess at that point it was because the track wasn't absolutely ready. And Gooner exits in P10. Not a bad position to be exiting, having taken what should be a fun stop. Yeah, I guess that's why they were wearing quickly earlier on when Mackenzie mentioned it, but maybe that's leading to drivers having to make a pit stop slightly sooner than you'd expect. Gaps are occurring now. Don't have anybody within the 1 second. Nick is reasonably close to the back of Dorian and catching. So, hello, Mr. Whale. Nice to have you with us. Hope you're okay. As you join us, just one safety car so far, which was, well, let's be honest, it was a ridiculous one. It should never have come out, but it's not. It affected some drivers, but it didn't massively change things. What it did do is Meatbro and Nick decided to stay out in the medium tyres, and it was clearly the wrong decision as Nick makes contact there with Dorian coming out the chicane. And ultimately does get past him and up into P7. He is on just 4 lap intermediates, by the way. I wonder if that staying out and then changing later on could actually benefit him in the long run. Coxey is in from P2. Presumably, he's reacting to Gooner, who gets past. So Gooner undercuts Coxey. Isn't right, is it? Yeah, it is, yeah. There's Gooner. There's Coxey just in the background, so yes, it has worked. More drivers selecting to go to the full wet tyre, but at the moment, that tyre just simply does not appear to be working. I don't know what's happened to Reed, but he's fallen way back. MF. But I say that. Certainly in F1-22, the visual sort of way to tell that the track was ready for full wets was when standing water started appearing, so puddles on the part of the track where the cars don't run, so off the racing line. That was your sort of visual aid. I simply don't know if that's the same in F1-23 or not. It'd be worth keeping an eye, perhaps on James Adams and Reed to see if the gap between Reed and Adams increases. I'm not sure. Danny is in. He's gone to full wets. Baz is in. He's having an absolutely superb race out there at the moment. And the drivers you've got to think of now, have they made a mistake? So has Gooner and Coxey made a mistake by pitting for fresh inters slightly before it gets wet enough for the full wets? Danny is out on full wets. He is currently P2. Chris leads this race now by 13 seconds, but is on 10 lap old inters. Victory unfortunately fell. He had a first lap incident, had to pit. I'm not sure after that, but he ended up a lap down. I think he's a bit upset in the Discord actually. Well, but he ended up a lap down when the safety car was out. He was right behind Nick at the time he was leading, but Nick didn't pull over to let him through. So when he saw Nick wasn't pitting off of the mediums to the inters, he retired in the pits. I've seen a couple of messages appear on my phone from him that I don't think he's very happy. Not like mad, I don't mean mad, I think he's upset with himself. So, anyway, in there here, on the back of Nick, who suddenly appears back in P3. It's a strange old situation. Chris has pitted, by the way, so Chris is in. So Danny retakes the lead, Nick into P2, Gunnar through the free. I think Coxie will definitely go through. And just looking at Baz, he's just coming out the penultimate corner, through into the final corner. So Chris is going to exit before Baz. So Chris is out on fresh wets in 5th place. And Gunnar gets through past Nick. Gunnar up into P2. Just a reminder that Danny is running. Certainly didn't hide the fact in the Discord that he is running a full wet setup, so a lot of conditions are like this. It suits Danny down to the ground, and to be honest, with that sort of setup, it's hard to see people being able to catch him. But frankly, who's just having a very good race in P8? Who is that? That is... Oh, it's Hamef. It's one of the admins and our lobby host for the evening, Hamef, who loses out there to Reed and his teammate Monkeys and James Adams. So, certainly keep an eye on the gap between Danny and Gunnar, because that's the gap that's going to give us an idea about tyres, really, I feel. So Hamef allows Meatbro through as well. Is that just being kind, or does he... Well, it looks like he's just being kind, because I can't see any obvious signs of damage to his car. Perhaps he was just having been off. He may have just been struggling with the tyres a little bit, and so decided just to move out of the way rather than be a hindrance. And Meatbro gets past James Adams as well. Meatbro and Reed suddenly find themselves on the same part of the track again. It's unbelievable. It's the second time today we've seen these two going side by side. Meatbro's going to have to back out of this. Oh, surely not. He's gone for it. Just about holds it, to be fair. I'm amazed he tried that, quite frankly. Fair enough, he made it, he got it to stick. So... Really eggs in one basket there. See, is right on the back of Nick now. Well, Gunnar has really gotten away from Nick, basically 4 seconds, and the gap to Danny is increasing quickly, and Nick is in. So I think he's decided it's got to be full wets. I can absolutely see any of the guys. Oh no, actually, Nick has gone to a new set of intermediates. Now, I was of the understanding that this race would go back to dry, but as the laps are depleting and we're still on what looks like a full wet track, I'm starting to believe that less and less now, actually. Sorry, just to move up a little bit from there. You see a battle going on between Mackenzie and Baz. Mackenzie coming back himself in AI earlier on the safety car, and the AI pitted him. He wasn't pleased with that, but it actually appears to have worked out alright for him in the long run. He is up to P5 now. going strong. But, oh, James is at Hameth is out. It's a full safety car. It's at the first chicane. I don't know. I think his car disappeared actually just before we reached it, so I'm not sure exactly where he was. But that is a full safety car. Hameth is out. Damir is off track as well. Can't see any obvious signs of damage, but Damir needs to move. He doesn't want to fall a lap down here. Or was that James Ad? I'm not sure. What's going on here? It's a safety car, but... hang on, that is Danny on the back of the safety car. So James Adams and Damir have fallen a lap down. There is no rule in WAOF1 that allows lap cars past. If Danny chose to, he could let these two drivers past. If he realises, of course. He may not even realise. Sometimes you're just in a world of your own and you don't realise who's behind you and stuff. So, if he realises, he could just nip off track, let the two drivers through. We shall see if he does that. But, well, this is the moment then. What's happening tyre-wise? Because the rain doesn't really look any lighter, I don't think. James, you plonker. Hameth. Hameth, you plonker. Do I dare send him an invite for the comms for the last remaining laps? So let's have a look. I'll send him an invite and see if he joins. May well depend how angry he is. As Danny is in, Mackenzie stays out and takes the lead of this race. Danny is in, Baz is in. They are going back to intermediate tyres, which falls in line with what I thought about it drying up a bit. So, James does join. Hello, young sir. Hello.
How are we doing?
Yeah, all good. Are you okay? Have you been seen by the medical team?
I'm fine, mate. I'm just disappointed.
Of course, yeah.
A good pace round here in the dry.
Yeah. It's been difficult out
First
there,
race,
hasn't it?
no traction. First race on this game. In wet, I've done. The first few laps I've literally done. So
Yeah.
I was never
It's so
expecting
annoying there's no
to do well.
TT on wet. I really hate that. They've got to get that back up. Oh.
I don't really understand how to drive with no traction with in wet conditions. I find it so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a skill. It's different to dry, so it is a skill in its own, really, doing the wet
I
conditions.
don't think
with no
I up my
traction.
wings enough either, to be honest.
Fair
I upped
enough.
them by like 2 or 3 each. But
Yeah.
that made a difference or not, I don't know.
What's happening now is a load of the wet tyre runners have now gone back to intermediates. Mackenzie stayed out and is leading. Coxey is stayed out on the wets as well, and he's second. Other than that, Damir down at the back. But Damir and James Adams, unfortunately, are a lap down.
They got lapped, didn't they? Yeah.
Ah. Oh no, Danny pitted though, so...
So,
What's
they got
Damir
three,
done?
didn't
Is he... I don't understand how Damir's still a lap down.
was he behind
Yes.
Damir's boxing again as well? And he's sped in a bit late.
Just a cherry on top. Yeah, basically, you had Danny at the front, and then you had James Adams and Damir directly behind him immediately.
Yeah.
So Damir did go off
Must
track, but I
run.
looked at his wing and I couldn't see any damage. So I thought he'd just carry on and he'd on the lead lap now, like James is. But yeah, this could take a while. This one, they're pretty spread out.
So hard, mate, especially this track as well.
Yeah.
In the wet.
it's difficult enough in the dry. You start sticking loads of wet on it.
Gooner's looking pretty good. He's pretty handy
Yeah, it's been
in all
very
the
good,
conditions.
but
He's been good.
obviously this safety car not helping him because of the penalty. Where did you actually end up, by the way? Were you right off track in the barrier?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so it shouldn't really be a safety car, should it? This
It's
should
at
be
the end
safety
of
car
turn
free.
one, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
So it's at the end of that big straight, essentially. So if someone goes flying off at that straight and
that is
plows
true.
into it,
Sure,
think
yeah, that can be dealt with by a VSC, can it?
true.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but the
VSC
first one
would.
definitely was not a penalty. Somebody just lost a wing, and the wing was off track, so
Oh, really?
it should not have been a safety car. The first one.
That was James Adams, wasn't it? Yeah, I was right behind
Yeah.
him when he spun. I thought he DNF'd. That's why the safety car was on. Oh.
We did enjoy your safety car in this lap. Okay, it's not letting them catch up. Yeah,
What
we
did you
did like
enjoy?
your synchronized spinning. You and James
Don't.
Adams. That was brilliant.
I couldn't keep it in a straight line, really. I was.
Yeah, I did. No, it's looked really difficult. Nick Bro's had I don't know how many spins now. So we're gonna get going. Everybody down. Well, Reed hasn't caught up. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've just been kicked. Oh there. Just as they're about to get going. Oh, you'll be interested to know. Wales says if Oozers. Oh no. Wales says if Oozers gets a podium, then all the admins get a beer on him. Excellent. Good job. Good job, boss. Please, everyone, just move out of the way for Oozers. I'm just joining the session now. So I can't see it yet. I'm on loading screen. Oh, don't talk like that because I'm missing it. Oh, what's going on? Right, I am back in. Oh my goodness me! And that's an Alpine round. Yellow flags out. Yeah, Chris taking the lead on debut here. Nick in P2, Danny free. 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane, Mackenzie. Hopefully not. Still time for another safety car to get him back into it. Yeah, it's... So, just behind this we're... Yeah. Wow. So, oh my goodness, and that's Oozer's getting him placed up on monkeys. So Oozer's up to P6 now. He's got 2 drivers ahead of him in penalties. He only needs to make up 1 more place. And he can get the other 2 on penalties for us to have a beer off well. So, I'm not sure what happened, Marky, but I think Gunnar got hit by Taylor. Oh, the 2 drivers side by side. Baz and Meatbro pretty much stuck together then through the chicane. Meatbro gets through and into P4. Baz is having a race of his life. What a race he's having. Yeah, they are surrounded by guys with penalties. No heroics from them, and they got a great result in the bag. He's already back up to P7. He's doing very well. No. It was ages until anybody picked one up, and then all of a sudden it gone mad on the penalty. Since the rain started, that was down at the final corner. I think that was Damir. Starts. Yeah, so he's back into the race. Monkeys, Reed to the inside of Monkeys. And Reed just runs a bit wide. I don't know if there might have been a bit of contact between the two then. It's hard to tell sometimes. It's, no doubt Reed will come back it in. Yeah, Danny wants past Nick. Vader picks up for 3 seconds. Yeah, keep going, Damir, because still be picking up points, Damir, so keep going. Yeah, Danny. I know Danny has actually set up with a full-on wet setup. So yeah, he's got a proper wet setup on. So that's why he's a little bit slow in the straight line there down the main straight. His opportunities are going to be in the corners. It is. Yeah. That's it. He's still going to gain places back from the penalties. Gunnar up to P6 now. Really fighting back. Reed has gotten past Monkeys, by the way, and he's now on the back of his teammate. So here goes Danny on Nick. He's got the inside. Did he? Or did he out? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the setup doing that. He is going to be slow on the straight, so he's pulled away 8 attempts though from Nick already. Yeah. That screenshot you put in, I commentated on that race, and he was a lap down in 2 laps. I touted him as a potential winner for the race as well, and he was a lap down in 2 laps. It's hilarious. Oh, Chris gets a little bit out of sync. He's under some pressure here, Chris. The longer he can keep Danny behind, because Danny's got that penalty, so the longer he can keep Danny behind, the less time Danny's got to disappear. Yeah, that's the... Yeah. What a result this will be for Chris. Regardless of whether he gets a win or not, it's still going to be a great result. Just got to keep it pointing in the right direction, really. James Adams lost another position to operator there. No, he's showing patience all day today, is Danny, to be fair. And yeah, that's the thing. He's picked up the slipstream this time. But the problem is, when he moves out the slipstream, he ain't got no straight line speed, so he just loses it again. Yeah, it's going to be a... Best opportunity should be is Reed, while the 2 Red Bulls do switch positions eventually. Oh, Oozers has picked up a penalty, I missed that. So this is the sort of place where Danny could end up with an opportunity if he can get the better exit out of a corner, maybe out of Aqua Minerale. And wide he goes to get the better exit. Look, that was good. And he gets a much better exit and takes the inside for the chicane. There's not going to be any... Chris couldn't do anything about that. That was Danny had positioned his car perfectly. Yeah, Chris just got a little bit out of shape and it's allowed Nick through. But the move from Danny was a good one, I feel. So there was a yellow flag there, but it's already disappeared. So, oh, disappeared again. Ah, yeah, Ferrari, yep. Eyes. Oh, maybe it was with James Adams actually, because they were literally tenths apart a moment ago, and now all of a sudden James is 4 seconds behind him. So, what does Chris do here? Because he's penalty free, he's reserving, so he's not got any real sort of ah, fair enough. Yeah. So I don't think we'll be seeing him move out of the way from Meatball then, especially with Meatball having a penalty. So just switch down to Coxey, who's on the back of Gooner, who's slow through the left-hander there. So it's both Red Bulls now ahead of Bozers. Oh, is it Chris? Oh no! He's ran wide out the chicane, and he's a sitting duck for a couple more. And now there's a little gap to Reed, but that one hurts. Oh, what a race he was having. He's still having a very good race in a way. It's one mistake, but anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I was having a little look at Baz there, but Baz has held him off. Stick with these guys. This is likely to be close. You've got Coxey just behind this as well, and Chris just behind that. So close running from these four. Oh, well, says they can't hear you anymore. That suggests that they could, but no, they can't. So. It was a little bit slow at the chicane, was it? Or Aquamina Rally, actually. And, yeah. Gunner's just seeming to be a little bit slow out of corners, and it's just catching Coxey out. It's made Coxey run wide at that time, and Chris followed him wide as well, funny enough. It's funny how you can do that sometimes. You follow the car in front so close, and so, you know, you concentrate on them, that when they make a mistake and run wide or something, you do it as well, because you're following them. It's, you feel a bit silly when you do that, but... I can definitely hear you. You definitely included your audio. Of course you have. You're a pro. You're a pro at this. Of course you have. I know what you've been talking about. James Adams is caught back up to operator a bit further down. Do like to give as many of the drivers as we can. Oh, what's happened, Chris? What's happened? He's well off track. Back on. That is at the... It's just quite a strange place, that, actually. That's sort of on the straight between the two chicanes. You would think so. He's recovered it, still in P11, so it's not turning out to be the great race it was looking at like a moment, well, literally a moment ago, really. But, I'll go back to Gunnar, he's catching onto the back of the Ferrari again. Fair to Baz, he is battling away, and again, Gunnar's not good on the exit. So Baz disappears slightly. Coxey, well, unfortunately he's got a puke green wall in front of him. So, well, says Baz is to go. at the moment I have to agree with him, but Gotzi's got the run on Gunnar. He's got the outside. Oh, there's contact. Coxey goes off wide. I think Gunnar might have ended up... He is going, but I think he got a clatter on his front wing. He returns to the track in P9. Gunnar has dropped to P7. He appears to have all the front wing there, so it's just while he's recovering then that he's dropped to 7th. So it all settles down. Oh, it is the final lap. I hadn't even realised that. So best go to Danny, really, because he's already down at the chicane, the final chicane. So Danny is going to bring it home. He does have a penalty. I haven't looked, so we won't find out until Nick crosses the line if Danny holds on to the win or not. James knows, but he's not going to tell us. Oh, you haven't? Oh, cool. So here comes Danny to win in Imola in WAOF1. Nick will cross the line. Does he get promoted? He doesn't. He stays P2. Meatbro crosses the line. He had 6 seconds. Baz is not within the 6 seconds, so Chris picks 3 seconds up at the death. Baz crosses the line for P4, and I don't think I'm even going to bother discussing the driver today. I think Baz gets it immediately. Oh, Gunnar's out! Is it just one of these where he's left the session? Yeah. Perhaps not happy with what's happened at the end and just immediately left as soon as he crossed the line, but that does that. It DNFs you silly. Just make it a little bit difficult for the admins doing the tables and that. Sorry, back to it. Anyway, yeah, Baz takes P4, and as I say, he gets my driver of the day without even a shadow of a doubt. Massive for Baz, well done. Reed, in a brilliant recovery drive, takes P5. In fact, a good evening actually for Red Bulls in the end. P5 and P6 for Dorian as well. Oozer's in P7 in the end. Can we still get a beer? Well, P7, come on, that's almost a podium. Baz is sweating. Baz says I'm sweating. I'm not surprised. At least it was raining, so it's not so bad. Yeah, alright then, mate. Thanks for just jumping in at the end just to have a bit of... See you in a bit. So congratulations to Danny on the victory. And that's enough of the podium. Right, so yeah, Danny P1, Nick P2, Meat Brolin P3, and takes the fastest lap with 1 minute 17.558. Baz, absolutely immense drive from you, Baz, in P4, and definitely my driver of the day. Rocket Reed in P5, a superb drive from you as well, my friend. Up to P5 after the quali instance. So, and as I said, a very good evening for Red Bull, P5 and P6, and Alfa Romeo, of course, P1 and P7. Well done, Ozo's on a P7. Coxey P8 after the late contact. Gunnar is in here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where he will be, but he didn't actually retire, guys. He just crossed the line and left the session, so it's a glitch for showing him as DNF. He's not. But I'll just read them out as they are because I'm not exactly sure where he'd be. So Coxey 8, Monkeys 9, Chris 10, Mackenzie an 11, James Adams 12, Operator 13, Gunnar 14. But that's not true, so you know he's further up. Damir 15, and then a couple of retirements. I did want to get to the instance, ideally. Oh, I'm not going to do it. Took too long. I'm so sorry. So, there it is. Let's just see if we can get the guys in. So, Danny. Danny. You game. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. Danny. Nick's just disappeared. He's just not playing ball, is he, Nick, at all? And Meat Bro. What's the other one? Right. Here we go. Danny's in. Just waiting for Meat Bro. Here we comes. Right. Okay, guys. If you could just make sure you include your audio for me.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Lovely. Okay, well, congratulations on the podiums. And obviously the win for you, Danny. Meat Prolo comes to you first as P3. Well, it's sorry to ask you to pick the whole
You're as
race
surprised
apart.
as I am. I'm
Yeah.
not even joking. You're as surprised as I am.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not sure how you've ended up back up on the podium, but I mean, what a race. It looked hard. I'm not going to lie. That looked really, really difficult.
Oh no,
But,
it was painful. It was painful.
Yeah.
The Inters was manageable. The full wets it was dire vibes for a solid 15 minutes on those tires.
Yeah.
I was basically just praying for a late safety car, and then when it came up, I had to take my chances.
Yeah.
To be
Absolutely.
honest, considering how the race went, I'm very happy to be on the podium.
Yeah, I think that's the way you got to say it. I was a little confused earlier on when you opted to stay out on the medium tires. Basically,
Yeah.
well, it's just you two at the front decided to stay on the mediums. Everybody else was on the inters. So I
Yeah,
was a
no,
little
I
bit
thought it was
surprised.
going to be because I know that it's kind of been a thing that where it can be a very very long transition period where it goes like almost 10 laps before it actually transitions to or
Yeah,
even more sometimes. So I was anticipating that. Uh, as it would turn out though, I was sorely mistaken and had to pit all but one lap later for Inters.
yeah,
But yeah, I the amount of screw ups on my end, both strategy and driving wise, numbers don't go that high. Uh,
yeah.
so I don't know. Without sounding ungrateful, I'm a disappointed in my performance. But considering the performance, I'm very happy with the result.
Yeah, I think the result's a good one. I think you've driven very well. Yeah, there were some mistakes out there. You're brilliant in qualifying as well. Very good pole position that. So I think overall, I think you should be pretty pleased, really. But with the difficulty with the conditions and that to come out with a podium, it's a good result, really. And you're a team. No, you're Williams, aren't you? Sorry, I was thinking you're Alpha then for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Getting confused.
I am not.
No, you are not. Okay, no worries. Well, congratulations, mate. And I will move on to Danny. So, Danny, congratulations, victory tonight. I did notice earlier on, I think in the Discord, you did say you were running a full wet setup. And I think that's paid dividends in the end for you.
Kind of, because I mean I ended up fourth or fifth of the second safety car. It was painful to overtake, because like everybody else was not running a wet setup, so I was just dying on the straight by myself. So yeah, but in quali I was pretty happy, like with the wet setup. Kind of worked out. Didn't even expect it because I have no idea what a wet setup is. I just put on like 45, 40 wing and said, okay, that's it.
That's a wet
And it
setup.
worked out. Yeah, I'm like, that's a wet setup. Gonna be alright. Like, I have no idea about the track. Have not driven Imola ever. Like, I don't care. It's gonna work out. And yeah, I mean, for how much I hate this track and never drive it, yeah, I think I got into the rhythm pretty quickly. Apart from like Q3 where I like messed up everything else, apart from my first lap. So, I mean, that's bound to happen if you have no practice and then you search for like the last 3/10 that
Yeah.
like give you a pole. And I was just like sending it, and then a curb turn one said like, "No, buddy, you're going straight to the wall." And I said, "Okay, that's it then."
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, it was plain to see that. I mean, there was a moment actually. I got it on a stream where you're back up to P2 and you've got Chris in front of you who's doing his absolute best to try and stave you off, and you're right behind him on the straight, and you can see under the slipstream you're getting up to the back of his car, and you start quatching quite quickly. But as soon as you move to the left to overtake, he just disappeared again off in a straight line. So you could clearly see.
I was
Yeah.
screaming. I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?"
Yeah.
Like I can't even send it into turn one because he's 4 tenths ahead. Like
Yeah, exactly. But no, when you did make the move, you did it out of Aqua Minerale,
yeah,
stay
both
to the
times
right so that you
because
had
it's
the
the only
inside,
way. Yeah.
yeah, of the chicane. So you made the moves nice and had yourself ahead going into the chicane, which enabled you to hold the move as well. So yeah, fair enough. Um, yeah, I mean, all I can say really, mate, for a track that you don't like, you got to be elated really to come away with a win this
I
evening.
mean, I'm pretty happy winning, yeah, but I still didn't enjoy driving it because I still don't like the track. It didn't change my mind, but yeah, I'm pretty happy, obviously. I mean,
Fair enough.
but
Yeah,
just turning up and then having these conditions where you're like, it's dry, you don't even know how to drive in the dry, and then it's inters, you don't even know how to drive that, and then it's full wet, and you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? And I see a meatball in front of me crashing twice. I'm like, okay, I'm doing everything fine. I'm good.
yeah.
So,
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, massive congratulations. I'm with you on the track, by the way. I hate Imola. It's never.
no,
Me and
I
Imola
think
do
it's
not
just a
get on.
pad thing. It's
So
just a pad thing. It's a
it could
pad thing.
be. Yeah. Possibly.
Because
Yeah.
it's like the change of direction, and you have just a stick, you flick left and right, and you need to
Yeah.
be on the dot perfect, otherwise you're just screwed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, okay, guys. Well, thank you to you two for joining. Obviously, unfortunately, Nick didn't. But also a massive congratulations to Baz the Ninja, who took the driver of the day with ease tonight. He was absolutely superb. So fair play to Baz on an absolutely immaculate P4. Just way ahead of. No offense to Baz, but way ahead of where we'd sort of expect him to finish. So that's just awesome. Um, Okay, there we have it, guys. That's WAOF1 this week. Anybody know what track it is next week? Come on, well, why didn't you tell me in the chat? You
Oh,
knew full well I'd forget.
that's even worse than Imola nearly. Jesus.
What is it?
Oh,
Monza.
it's more random curbs.
Yeah,
Monza.
exactly. It's just the other
Okay.
Italian
Yeah.
track that I hate. I love it.
Right. Okay. Monza. They put the two Italian tracks
Well,
next to each other. That was the
yeah,
rule, I guess.
on behalf of someone who finished behind, feel free to not turn up then.
I'll try. I
I
try.
would not mind.
um, there we go. Yeah. So Monza next week. So yeah, it's the Temple of Speed. I see. It's another track I don't particularly like. I don't know. I've never enjoyed it. But I don't know.
Too
On
many
last
straights.
year's game, though, it suddenly turned into a proper Wreckfest track as well. So, I
Oh yeah,
don't
no,
know.
this year is going to be brutal with the slipstream, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Slipstream,
I mean, it's
DRS,
DRS,
all OP,
overtakes.
and it's
Even
yeah,
before the line, you're already gone
Ah,
by. You're already gone by before the line.
I've got a broken foot that day. So I can't.
oh no, oh dear.
Please into turn one, yeah.
Right, guys.
I'm
Well,
not.
thank you very much to everybody that's been watching along with me. There's been plenty of you out there, and all of you guys that make the comments as well and keep myself entertained. So thank you very much to all of you. Also to the two guys that have done the subscriptions as well. So thank you very much to you two. It's really appreciated. I just want to make sure you all know that it's very appreciated. So, guys, I will be back myself on Friday for PRF1 at 8:30. I'm racing the next 2 nights, so I'll be offline. Or not streaming. I would obviously be offline, but I'll be not streaming. So I will see you on Friday for PRF1 at 8:30. Other than that, we will be back next week at 8 o'clock for Monza. So come and join me to sort of cheer the guys on for that one. Okay, well, good night, God bless, see you soon, and have a good rest of the week.